Hi, this is Chris Henry, the Southern Gospel Gardener, and welcome to another episode of The Opening Act. Today we're going to open up the Booth Brothers' new CD for this year, 2011, Let It Be Known. We're going to listen to some of the great music on this particular album, and also we're going to be putting in a special fern in my backyard. Not just a small one, a big one. And we've got a few other weird projects we're going to work on as well. So let's enjoy this music and enjoy the outside weather. And of course, I'm in a nice bright shirt here. It's college football Saturday, so I'm sporting some colors here. That's why it's so bright. I apologize. But let's get to work and have some fun.
I was walking along life's road with no meaning.
The song Since Jesus Came, right there in the middle of this album, called Let It Be Known by the Booth Brothers. Starts off, you heard it, man, good old kick and bass there, and the Booth Brothers have this tight harmony. It's why I became a fan of theirs back around 2002 when I first heard them. They've got this blend. It's just amazing. It's a family thing. You got two brothers and you throw in somebody else, and like Jim Brady, who's got a great voice, and it sounds great. Now right behind me, well, we've been here before to trim some bushes, so we've got this little shrub rose bush, and we're going to put our tree fern here. That's this guy right here. Take a look at this bad boy. And this is an Australian tree fern. What I like about this is it can take temperatures down to like 10 degrees below zero. So even in the south, or in the deep Midwest where you get a lot of snow, this can survive. And here's the trick: it likes a lot of shade. It doesn't like a whole lot of sun. So I'm going to be putting it in a place where in the summer it might get a little bit of sun. So I'm going to have to take extra precautions by keeping the leaves wet in the middle of the day, so it doesn't get too burnt. So why don't I'm going to go ahead and throw this back here. But before I do that, I'm going to have to clear out some plants. I got to trim back this rose bush. There's a little annual there. And why don't we listen to another song from this Let It Be Known album, the number 2 cut on this, called See What I'm Wanting.
Love is one, Christ is conquered, and we shall reign with him, for he lives, Christ is risen from the dead. And we shall reign with him, for he lives, Christ is risen from the dead. From the dead. From the grave he arose, Christ arose, Jesus arose.
So now the hole's dug. We're going to put our fern in. Before we do that, we want to put some fertilizer in there so it's got plenty of food. Once it starts reaching down with its roots, I want it to have lots of food so it'll grow nice and green and stay good and healthy. Now, one of the songs on this particular album, Let It Be Known, is called She Still Remembers Jesus' Name. This is a beautiful song, and my best buddy Richie Hartsfield, he lost his grandfather this year, and right after that his grandmother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. But you know what? Even though she's forgetful sometimes, you start singing songs about Jesus, all of a sudden, boom, she's singing along with you. She can quote Bible verses. She still remembers Jesus' name. It's like this song was written for this family. So why don't we listen to a little bit of that while I get this fern in the ground.
She still remembers Jesus and his amazing grace. He left a mark upon her heart that time cannot erase. She can tell you who he is and what he did and why he came. Yes, she still remembers Jesus' name.
Hey, you know what? I think this is going to look better than I thought it was. With this sago palm right here, this rose bush, this is going to start rising up and growing taller. It's going to look really good. I'm glad I did this. All right, now on to the next job. It's a little crazy one, but let's hit it. Right next to me is where the air conditioner dumps all its water. It condenses everything, it takes the humidity out of the air, so it's got a drainer. So right beneath it is this hole. Well, this hole is about that deep. Not very deep, and the problem is whoever designed this put cement on the bottom, so it doesn't even drain to the dirt. So it just sits there all night long, all day long, all through the summer, and then it starts spilling out, and you got a lake here sitting out right outside your door. We got to fix that. So I've got the right tools, a chisel, and a hammer. And while I'm working on this, why don't we listen to something that the Booth Brothers brought back from the Imperials, Casting Your Bread Upon the Water. Now, the start of this song, you're going to think that Katrina and the Waves is doing this. No, it's the Booth Brothers. Let's take a listen.
You gotta keep on casting your bread upon the water. Sin is gonna come back home on every way. Keep on casting your bread upon the water. Sin is gonna come back home on every way. Good measure pressed down, shaken together, running over. Sin is gonna come back home on every way.
Whew. I can't say that that was a lot of fun. Chiseling through concrete. Anyway, the hole's a little bit deeper and it's getting to the dirt now. So hopefully, it'll drain down into the ground. It won't build up day after day and start spilling out onto this nice stamped concrete. Alright, I think we got time for one more project. Well, I'm in the front yard now, and I've got this shrub. I don't know what it's called. I was here when I got here, and there's a lot of them. But this is the biggest one, and you can see that the top is starting to it needs a haircut. So, while I'm giving it a haircut, and I always recommend that you keep your shrubs trimmed, just to make sure that the front of your yard has a nice, clean look. While we're doing that, we're going to listen to the title song of the Booth Brothers, Let It Be Known album.
Let it be known who we are. Let it be said with all our hearts. Let it be known who we are. Let it be said with all our hearts that we will live for Christ alone, and we will give our lives to let it be known. Let it be known.
Well, I think that shrub looks pretty good now. And one thing I always say about your house, here it is from the Southern Gospel Gardener. Make sure it looks good from all angles, not just a few, because just like that song says, let it be known. The two things that your house and your Christian walk have in common is your opinion is about the only one that doesn't matter. This is the Southern Gospel Gardener saying so long. Hope you enjoyed the Booth Brothers, Let It Be Known.
Do, 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 do.